Good evening everyone, it's John McCracken here, also known as The Lone Biker. Now, in the UK there's a famous radio programme called Desert Island Discs, and the premise of this programme is what 8 tracks would a celebrity or noteworthy person take with them if they were stranded in a desert island. It just so happens in this garage I have 8 bicycles, so I was thinking, if I was stuck in a desert island and I could only save one of my bikes, which one would it be? Join me and find out. Now, if you're a cyclist, you'll know that the optimum number of bikes that you should own is equated to this formula, N plus 1, where N represents the number of bikes you already own. Now, I've been guilty of a bit of N plus 1 over the years. In the last few years, it's been kind of N plus 1, take away 1, because I've kind of replaced one with another, because I'm running out of space, either for Lego or bicycles, as you'll find out. But I do have 8 bicycles in here, and I'm going to talk through the pros, the cons of if I had to keep one of them, and whether it would be that one or not. Here's bike number 1. Okay, so I'm cheating a little bit here. This bike is part of my other hobby. I've got Han Solo and a wee mountain bike here. Definitely wouldn't be keeping this one. It's no use for me. But I had to have 8 bikes to go along with the theme of Desert Island Discs and 8 discs. So it wouldn't be this one I was keeping. It's okay for Han here. And even Han, I think, would be better. And the Millennium Falcon. So here is bike number 2, and it is my folding bicycle. Now you'll see on the side, it actually says Jack Wilson, because Jack Wilson was my grandpa. And this was his bike, and when he died 11 years ago, I got to keep his bicycle. Now, bear in mind, my cousin got to keep his Fiat 500 soft top, but my brother got nothing, so got to be pleased with at least having a bicycle. Would this be the one that I kept? Definitely not. It doesn't really do much apart from go to the shops or do the odd bicycle training. However, it would be kept for sentimental reasons, which is why it's still kept to these days. I do call it the Grandpa Jack, and if as long as I can keep all 8, I'll be keeping the Grandpa Jack. Now bike number 3 is my old giant TCR. This was my first ever carbon bike, my first ever road bike actually. And again, I keep it for sentimental reasons and for the turbo, but it has had its day. Rim brakes aren't exactly de rigueur these days, so it stays for the turbo trainer, and to be honest, I kind of don't use it that much either for the turbo trainer anymore. But still, lots of fun memories. Again, story behind this one is, didn't go on holiday the year I bought this bike because my daughter was born. So it's exactly the same age as my daughter, and bought instead of going on a holiday that year. So again, sentimental reasons for keeping this giant TCR. But no, if I had to save one, it wouldn't be this one. Now this is where things get a wee bit tricky, because the bikes that are left have more than sentimental value. They have actual value, as in I use them, as in actual value. Next up we have my mountain bike. Now my mountain bike is a giant advanced XC 29er hardtail. Now I love this bike. It is probably the most expensive ornament in the garage because it barely ever gets used. Full carbon frame, 29er with carbon rims. This bike was a purchase 8 years ago that was a bit of a whim. I just got rid of my full suspension stump jumper because I wasn't really doing trail riding anymore. And I had the idea of doing lots of kind of gravel type cross country. So we got this mountain bike, and boy is it a good bike. It pretty much is as close to a gravel bike for mountain bike as you can get, and it's been an absolute hero. I do love this bike, and although it sits and does nothing a lot of the year, it has won me a couple of races, so there's sentiment in there as well. Sentiment with all your bikes, you grow to love them. They are just fantastic. So this bike, it's in the running, but I'm not sure it's quite in first place. Next up, and staying with the carbon theme, is Beautiful Blue. Boy do I love this bike. Giant TCR. Bought it because I knew it would fit exactly, having had a TCR before, and kinda like the baby purchase. This was a 2020 bike, which means my holiday was cancelled that year because of a pandemic or something that happened that year. Can't quite remember. Anyway, all of a sudden, the money for a foreign holiday became available. And the sensible thing to do would have been to take that money, invest it, save it for your retirement, save it for the next holiday, or buy a really nice electric blue bike. And I love this bike. It's been in so many huge adventures, done odd axes, the Fred Whitten, you name it. It came with full Ultegra. It is the perfect road bike. I fitted it with my own saddle, matching bar tape, some lovely Mavic wheels. Yes, this bike is superb. This bike never sees precipitation. Rain is something that's a foreign concept to this bike, and I love it. This would be a contender for the bike we save. Let's see if it makes it into number one. Man, it's hard. Could I leave this behind? I don't know. Next disc or bike, it's a bit of a double A-side. Let's have a look at my two gravel bikes. Gravel bike number one, the Planet X Titanium. Both my gravel bikes, as you'll see, are covered in muck and dust, as a good gravel bike should be. But this one is a Planet X, and it is a beautiful titanium frame. And they know what they say, titanium is a frame for life. Could this be the bike that I would save as a frame for life? It's a very strong contender because, as you know, gravel bikes do go well on the road. Just a switch out of wheels or tyres and you've got a cracking, comfortable endurance road bike. But this gravel bike is the one I use for cruising around in the winter when I'm not particularly racing and want to enjoy a day out. And of course it's got the big kitchen sink handlebars, so it's built for comfort. Whereas the Kinesis, with its beautiful purple frame, does all the same job. Again, fitted out with all the redshift stuff, and this bike has a more racy geometry. This one replaced my cyclocross bike because I kind of gave up cyclocross for gravel racing, and it would make a tremendous road bike because it's got that nice racy position. So again, another contender for the one bike that we would save. So here we are, we're nearly there, nearly at the end, nearly at the last track, and it's the last bike. Let's take a look at it. Now, this is my giant Contend AR1, and I'm going to let you into a secret. If there was one bike to rule them all, this would be it. Strangely though, in every single category, it wouldn't be number one, but I'm going to tell you why. If the waves were coming in on my desert island, about to sweep away all my bikes, why this one would be the one I save. First of all, the frame. A good, high quality, lightweight aluminium frame. It's not titanium, it's not carbon, but aluminium is so underrated. A good aluminium bike is worth its weight in aluminium because it's lightweight, it's strong, it can be fixed, and it will last, it won't rust. Obviously it's got the carbon forks, but what a solid frame. And this frame in particular is built for comfort. And so if you're going on a long ride, a big day out, this is the bike that's perfect. However, it is also perfect for doing a bit of speed work as well. So, fits the bill. you will see loads of clearance here, and that's because this is an all-road bike. Okay, it's not full gravel, however, it has huge clearance here for big tyres, and it could take gravel tyres, and I have had this bike on the gravel. These are 30mm tyres, and you can see how much room there is left there. That could easily take a 40mm tyre, if not slightly bigger. I've had 38s on here, and plenty of room. So this bike could actually be a gravel bike too. Look at the group set. Now, it's not Ultegra, which is what I've got on my other road bike, but it is Shimano 105. Probably the best value, hardest working, best group set out there. Not the best as in the lightest, not the best as in performance, but that one that will just give you a solid, good, hard working performance all the time, easy to fix, easy to get bits for, and you know what, it's drip down technology from Dura-Ace and Ultegra, so 105 will never fail. Perfect group set. Now, if I was keeping this as my one bike to save, I would maybe like the equivalent of 105 and GRX maybe for a one buy, but do you know what? The 105 will never let you down, even on the gravel. This bike takes the mudguards as well, so it does all the work because it's an aluminium bike. It's got a screw-in bottom bracket. It's perfect. So you can use it all winter, which I have done. You can use it for commuting, which I have done. You can use it for gravel, which I have done. You can use it for canal paths, which I have done. It really is an all-road bike. Again, it's not number one in every category, but it does every single job well. So I hope you enjoyed my wee episode of Desert Island Disc Brakes. Sorry, dad joke there. But I love all 8 of my bikes. Technically 7, the Lego one's just Lego. But I do love them all. And do you know what? If the waves were coming in, I'd make a good attempt to save them all. But if I had to save one, it'd probably be the giant Contend AR1. There you go. It's surprising sometimes how the workhorse is sometimes your best friend. Anyway, hope you liked that wee rundown of the stable. What would your Desert Island disc brake save be? Let me know, and remember, like and subscribe.